This is Marshall Carper with Cage of Chaos and Learn the Fight Game. Trying to get you guys excited about our April 3rd show coming up. Tickets go on sale very shortly. So, from being in the fights a lot, I see a lot of people have a lot of questions about some of the more unusual positions, even just basic ground game. So we're going to talk about the guard today, so you, when you're watching the fights, you can get an idea, understand what's going on, what a fighter's going for, and more importantly, know when a fighter's in trouble, they're about to get submitted by an armbar or a triangle choke. So we're going to talk about the guard today. So Paul here's going to help me out. So I'm in the guard position here. This is my basic closed guard. My legs are closed, both legs around Paul. And Paul is, however we got here, Paul probably took me down, maybe he reversed me. Now I'm on my back. Now in this position, this is actually a bad position for me. In sport jiu-jitsu, you can get away with being on your back. You can even almost be an advantage. But when Paul can hit me here, since he's able to cock back, yeah, that sucks. I need to be able to deal with this. So the guard is not exactly where I want to be, but if I'm here, I have a lot of options. So on my back, my goal is to either submit Paul with an arm lock or a choke, and we'll look at that. Sweep Paul, which is take Paul over and get on top of him somehow, or stand up, get back to my feet so I can start striking again, and maybe get my own takedown to get myself in top position. So in order to submit Paul, generally you're going to see guys breaking down the posture. When Paul's flat like this, it's much more difficult for him to cock back and hit me because I'm eliminating the space. For him to hit me, he generally has to sit up to make space in order to pull back and strike. So the person on the bottom is generally going to be hugging here some way. Sometimes they're underhook here. They're controlling, keeping them nice and tight. Now, for me to get any kind of submission on Paul, I need to really break him down, really get his body out of position. Right now, we're parallel. For me to get a good submission on Paul, I need to start escaping my hips and making an angle here. So if you see a guy on the bottom really start to work his hips starting to scoot out, you know that he's looking to set something up. So one of the most common setups here is if Paul leaves his arm too far across on my body, I can trap this, rotate my hips, hit my arm lock, and get the submission here. Another really common attack on the bottom, which is I'm going to work for my triangle choke. So if I get Paul's wrist stuffed here, I can come up and catch him, and I can work my triangle choke in this position. Another way I can hit this triangle choke is if Paul's getting sloppy and he starts digging in my leg here, then I can stuff that hand and shoot that up and get my submission. Now as far as sweeps, let's say I hit my arm bar here. Paul starts stacking me up to defend this. He's really driving pressure and keep his arm bent. My hook underneath of his leg, really common sweep is the flower sweep. I can open my legs up and take top position. So now if I'm on top of Paul here, my goal is to either stand up or to pass. So to stand up, I have to get Paul's legs open somehow. Generally to stay safe, I'm going to keep bicep control and keep my head down. Keep this nice and tight, keep my elbow safe. As soon as my elbow comes across, we saw for the arm bar, Paul's going to submit me. If my elbow comes way out here, he can start stuffing it for a triangle choke and submit me. If I land on the mat, he can get an overhook. And this makes it much harder for me to pull up and strike, and he start to angle his hips out to start working an attack. So for me to pass, I generally have to get some kind of posture, control here, and open his legs up. Once his legs are open, now I can start working to pass out of guard here. Now, one quick note here before we wrap up this video. I hear a lot of people calling for elbows during an amateur match. Elbows are actually illegal in amateur MMA. Our April 3rd show, there's going to be some pro fights, so you can see some nice elbows here. But all I have in amateur is to be able, I can just punch. Yeah, elbow's really nice, especially if you start controlling my wrists here. I can bring an elbow over top nice and easy, but in amateur that's illegal, so it's a little bit trickier to ground and pound him out here in amateur. So that'll wrap up this first installment. We're going to do a couple more videos, get you more knowledge in the fight game so you can enjoy the fights a lot more. So definitely go to cageofchaos.com, check out the roster for the next fight, and get your tickets. See you next time.